Howdy folks, welcome back. This is just a follow-up on the last video called Unprecedented Wreckage, which, by the way, is unprecedented. If you haven't seen number one, you better go back or you better go find it, because it's something else. And anyway, so I missed some segments that I wanted to put in that last video, and so I thought, well, I would just do something real small and real quick and put those up, but one thing led to another, and it kind of got a little bigger and a little bigger. But as I said, there are incredible amounts of wreckage along the tops of these hills of all different kinds, everything you can think of, and most of the stuff you can't think of it. I mean, you really don't know what it is. It's in pieces. Just like you were to take a bunch of aircraft carriers and blow them up into tiny pieces, you wouldn't be able to recognize anything individual other than to say you do recognize technology. And here on the top of this mound is some technology. I don't know what it is, obviously. It looks an awful lot like a duck's head, and what it's sitting on, to me, looks like the superstructure on a bridge. Or the superstructure on a ship, where the bridge would be. Also, I want you to notice on the far left and just to the right of center and coming in from the 3 o'clock position are three dome-shaped things. And I've seen these dome shapes throughout these pictures up on the hilltop here, and I think people are living there. And I do think there is a salvage operation going on, and people need to live in the area. They can't fly in every day. So that's just my take on these little domes. This area here is a little bit harder to show you. It's very interesting if you wanted to take the time and look at it for a while. And by the way, the black dot in the middle is something I mentioned previously. This is a drone of some sort, and this is the typical shape. Now, I've seen three shapes in this particular video. Before that, they were all this one shape, kind of a kidney bean shape in a way. And but I'm really not here to talk about that. I'm looking at this area behind, and look, there's something there. It looks like it has a bunch of wires coming out of it, and to the right of that looks like a human head, or maybe it's a robot head. But there's a lot of technology here. You see wires and all kinds of things running around throughout there. But at the same time, it looks an awful lot like rocks. And it's very, very strange. This whole thing is, it is ancient. I'm quite sure that this devastation took place, a very long time ago. And because of the fact that there's no erosion on Mars, things look pretty new. Now look at this white thing here up towards the 11 o'clock position. I don't know what this is. There's nothing around it, anywhere around here that looks anything like it. And as it's sort of natural looking in a way, and yet the way it's sitting there looks very unnatural. It reminds me of some sort of a radio dish or something, but oh boy, I don't know what it is. Now here's a picture that caused quite a stir in the first video. A lot of people thought that what we were looking at was some sort of a primate up there, a Bigfoot type creature. And Linda wanted me to take a closer look, so I obliged her on that, just because there's so much attention drawn to this one thing here. So I spent a little bit of time enhancing it and trying to see a little more clearly what we have here, and I can certainly understand why it looked like a Bigfoot. Looks like it's clutching onto a little pink piglet. But if you look close, particularly at the head with this enhancement, all of a sudden the head is now something kind of square with some I don't know what you'd call them, some wires or something, one thing going straight down and some in the back part where you would think the neck would be. To me, after enhancing it like that, I don't think it's a creature. I think it's just more of this debris. As I said, the head is kind of square. Now here's something that's pretty amazing, and we've seen some really amazing stuff in the previous video. This is also amazing. What is this? Okay, it looks like some type of a vessel that's almost like it's mounted on this whatever it is. Maybe it was part of a larger ship, and it was just mounted on this, and this is where it would take off from. And this was before the cataclysm. It's really hard to say. And look at the big dark thing that it's sitting on. Very unusual shapes in that. And you can obviously see the cockpit up there. Wonder what the back end would have looked like. Actually, who knows what the thing would have looked like at all had it not been damaged. Now look at this area here. There's a lot of this metal material that I've talked about. It's gold and silver, and you can see it all throughout this area. And this is, to me, the perplexing part, because this looks like it's part of the hillside. In other words, that it's buried at one time and becoming unburied. So what does that say about all of the debris on the top of the mountain? Is there so much of it that it's been piled up over millennia? That doesn't seem really even likely, or why would it be? But yet there it is. It's sticking out of these hillsides. It's all over the place. Now, up above that area I was just showing, up there towards the skyline, along the top of the hill there, in the middle of the screen, is what looks like another destroyed triangular craft of some kind. The front end is smashed up, as they always are, it seems. And yeah, you can see it there. It's triangular, and it's missing a lot of stuff on the top. Now here's a strange looking thing, also obviously on top of the hill, and I don't know what to say about it. It looks like a craft. It looks like parts of a craft anyway. Kind of a little dome structure on the top of it there, and the segments that it appears to be made out of seem very strange. Very strange. Like I say, I don't know what to think of that. Very odd. And that's the thing, when you see these larger pieces of these things, it's all confusing. It's hard to know what they look like. Here's a couple of the drones that I've been talking about, and very frequently you will see a kidney-shaped drone with a little round one accompanying it. And in this picture, this actually happens over and over several times. And even though I'm showing these pictures to you, just a little taste of what's coming. I'm going to do a big thing on the drones here probably next. But very unusual. They are kidney-shaped. They're black and frequently accompanied by a smaller round one. And they're always in the same position too, which is really strange. We'll get into that next video. Saw this little thing perched here at the almost in the shade at the edge of this cliff right here, and it had a very familiar shape to it as far as I was concerned. And even though it's familiar, it's still very strange. It looks to me like a craft. It looks like a flying craft. And if you know what a canard is a little winglet that comes out in front of the wings. And this is what this looks like. It has a very interesting wing design, I would say, and a very interesting tail as well. Now it could be something completely different, but that's what it looks like to me. Very, very interesting shape on the wings. I would like to see more. I'd like to see what that would do on Earth. Who knows how thick the air is up there? I certainly don't. I don't believe what they tell us. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. You have a great day. Bye-bye.